Dividing monomials with negative and positive exponents. So let's take a look at what this means here. So here we go. We got a question. What we're going to do is simplify it, right? So we're not going to solve for any of these variables. What we're going to go ahead and do is just simplify it as much as we can. And those negative exponents really screw us up. So the first thing we want to realize is a negative exponent is really just a reciprocal. And to oversimplify that, you switch the powers. But really what it means is that x to the negative 4 is really 1 over x to the 4. So now this is what we have. So now in the denominator, that's multiplication of like bases. And that's y to the second over not x to the ninth. Looking at another one. So everything that has a power is really a reciprocal. So what we're going to get here is that x to the negative 4 in the top drops down at the bottom, and that x to the negative 5 goes up to the numerator, and the y to the negative 6 goes down to the denominator. Right? And so now here's where I kind of broke it up so you could see how this works. And so what I did was I separated the x's because they're like bases, and then the y's. So you can see I can reduce these, and I can cross out 4 of the x's. Right? And then I can go ahead and just put that back together through multiplication, and I get x over y to the 6th. Excellent. So here we mixed in some constants or some regular numbers. So the first thing I'm going to do is deal with the negative exponent. So the y to the negative 2 drops to the denominator. That's really 1 over y to the second. Now I'm just going to break this up. And usually people do this part in their head, but I got 10 over 50. Okay, that does not equal 5. And then it's going to be 1 over 5. And then I got 4 x's I can get rid of, and then I got y to the second in the denominator. Go ahead and multiply those all back together, and that would be my answer. To go from basically this, the second step, all the way to the end in your head is not an uncommon thing, and a lot of people would be able to do that. All right, let's look at another one. So first, let's deal with all the negative exponents. Right, so the x to the negative 3 drops to the denominator, and the x to the negative 9 goes to the numerator. The y to the negative 6 drops to the denominator. What happens is people just start moving stuff around. This y to the third down here in the denominator, it just stays there because it's not a negative exponent. Now I can go ahead and multiply these y's together. Right, so you can see I kind of broke them all up. So I'm going to go ahead and multiply the y's together like bases. I'll reduce these, and I'll reduce these. I can take a 5 out of that. So you end up with this. All right, I got rid of 3 x's. Okay. Go ahead and multiply it back together, and that is my answer.